Welcome, everyone, to the Holstein House podcast. I'm the West Virginia woman, Robin, of RobinHolstein.com and Holstein House, where my guests get a great night's sleep at a fair rate plus breakfast. This is a podcast that looks at society and culture issues affecting families in West Virginia and the United States, from food preparation and storage, gardening, home repairs, current events, and more. We'll go around the table and back in 60 minutes or less. So let's hang out and talk a while. Well, I think we're live in two places. I do have the NostrNest on, and I have the window shared on StreamYard. For those of you who won't be seeing the video, I will try my best to speak in a little more detail so that you know what's going on. This is Robin from Holstein House, and this is the weekly Tuesday Live with Robin. I'm going to say good morning to everyone in the chat rooms. I'm going to tell everyone in the Telegram group who's paying attention. So we are live on both YouTube, UTUBE, can't spell this morning, and NostrNests. So we'll see what happens there. I'm kind of wobbly in my chair. I apologize for all this shuffling around, you see. Just trying something new. We'll get into a little bit later more about Nostr, and I'm not going to be able to go into detail as much as some of the other folks that I know can, but we'll talk about it a little bit. First off, good morning, and welcome to Tuesday Live. This is our 59th video for Holstein House, and it's the 59th podcast for Holstein House that will go up a little later today. If my schedule works out, I've got a couple things happening that's going to really tie me up a bit, but we'll get to it. So today is May the 2nd, and I hope to be able to discuss quite a few things with you today. We're going to talk a little bit about the tomato casualties and the duckling countdown to brown dog ticks. I don't think I've ever talked about that on any of my podcasts or on any of my videos. Some issues with our Airbnb guests, Airbnb reservations with Bitcoin and using Nostr and just quite a few things. And I apologize, I'm a little raspy. It's got to be this weather. We had several days of like upper 70s and 80 degrees, and it was dry for a long time. And now we've had a series of cooling down rain events, and the temperature is getting pretty low. Last week we had a freeze, and today it's only going to get to about 55. So Fahrenheit, and all this swinging around, plus, pollen allergies and stuff like that. But I really wouldn't think pollen would be too bad with all this rain we've had. But pollen and mold and stuff like that does bother me. And any of you guys that have followed me for any amount of time will recognize that I've said that frequently. I've got a little sinus this, I've got a little allergy that, and apparently tree pollen is really high, and grass pollen is really high. So I do have issues with those. I don't get shots or anything for them. They're not that bad, but I do have issues with those pollens from time to time. Good morning, Ronaldo, or good evening, Ronaldo. I know it's a totally different world where you're at. I'm glad you came. Always happy to see you there. And some of the other folks that stop by from time to time. Getting a little B. Arthur here. Little deep noise going on. So yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. I just wanted to share that. Oh, my clock's behind again. Imagine that. That we will be uploading the audio to fountain.fm. And if you are a podcast fan and you happen to come across this, we hope you will subscribe and like and all of those gorgeous things that people do on the social media. YouTube, it's subscribe and thumbs up or thumbs down. I hope you thumbs up, and that helps tweak those algorithms a little bit. We do upload the audio to the podcast. It goes to Apple and Google and Podbean and Spotify and Amazon, TuneIn and iHeart and a bunch of them. And I hope if you come across this, you'll share it with some of your friends. What I do here at Holstein House is I run a small BNB. I started in 2017 with Airbnb, and I have branched out and do take direct bookings for that. I have what I think is a really nice setup for my guests. Of course, it's just one room, and then access to the yard. And those who direct book get some specials along with price breaks. They get some special options to choose from for coffee. I mean, we have a French press. We have the little macchiato pots that I can make it's not technically cappuccino, it's macchiato because I don't have the cappuccino machine. But I do that, and I do a lot of homemade breads and stuff like that for my guests. I like to say that my guests enjoy the original Airbnb experience because originally it was actually, I think it was in somebody's dorm room or apartment on an air mattress. Okay, that's where I think, if I remember correctly from reading the story on how Airbnb got started. But we do offer a room to our guests, up to 2 guests, no children, no pets. We offer the original Airbnb experience, solid night's sleep on a full-size bed in the upstairs bedroom, local digital over-the-air television and Wi-Fi, and a selection of classic books in the room that you can choose from, or local magazines and maps. We have actual hands-on printed maps that are complimentary for you to explore the state. So it's fun. I really enjoy it. And if you're traveling to or through West Virginia along Interstate 6477, I hope you'll consider looking us up to stay. I do have a headache going on this morning. I couldn't find my glasses for the longest time, and I have laid them down over here again, and that always contributes to it. And I think it's a little bit this allergy stuff going on. So please forgive me as I possibly ramble a little more than I normally do. I am streaming to NostrNest. I don't know if I don't know how people are going to find it, but it's over there. I I don't know enough about Nostr to be able to share it. I don't know if folks are going to trip across it. I think that little mic means that I am, yeah, because it's changing a little bit. I'm playing with the Nostr window here for a second. I've never, I had it last week on, but I've never shared it through this before. So it's an interesting little experiment that I'm doing here this morning. So here around the house, we did the housekeeper. She showed up Friday. I was really pleased. She's a wonderful lady anyway. I know her from church. But, we had a couple of false starts there, and that's okay. She did come in on Friday. She did a good job. I'm going to probably need to be around a couple more times before I just turn over a key to her or give her the combination to the key box. I say T, but it's key box. Share the NostrNest link. Okay, Josh, he's over here in the Telegram group. Hang on. But it is that I have it open on a different machine, so I can't share the link very well. Let me get the link. I'm going to try it here. Try that. Let's see if I can get the Telegram group up. I have so many windows up here, it's not even funny. Bear with me, I'm sorry. I love learning this stuff. I love the new technology. I'm not like leading edge on this stuff. I'm kind of sort of partially in the top 25% maybe. I don't think it shows on the Nest main page until there are at least 2 people. Okay. See if that works. Why do I have that weird little face? I wonder why I didn't pick up my okay. Josh will have to help me with that a little bit. Audio sounds good. Yay! I'm glad you're in there, Josh. I don't know how you see that in the Telegram group. You see that little Bitcoin Nostr guy. I don't know how to change that. And I saw that it asked for a link, but I didn't know what to link to. Whether to link to my my public key to get it to that or not. So, all right, let's see. Oh, I did that. Did I do that? I did that. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you for being patient with me, you guys. I'm still trying to figure all of this out. But yeah, so the housekeeper, she's I think she'll work out. I got the feeling she may have been a little overwhelmed. It's not really a lot to do. I mean, all I need is a vacuum, the floor steamed, and dusting. But she wanted to use a Swiffer, and I don't usually use Swiffer. I just kind of for dusting. Yeah, but I have one, but it needs changed out. It needs the fluffy stuff changed out on it. I was trying to get back to my my Telegram on this machine. I need to get one of those big. Well, if I have one of those big screens where you can just have everything, I'm going to use so much bandwidth on my machine it'll blow them up. They're nice machines. Don't get me wrong, but they're not ready for all this. Audio sounds good. Oh, for the image, you can change that in the Nest settings. You can upload it. Okay, so I need to upload to that. I need to upload an image. What image shall I do? Let me see. I remember. Oh, it doesn't ask for an upload. It asks for the URI. And then it has buttons. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. So what happens let me do this. Join me in the NostrNest here and see if I can do that. See what happens there. Okay. Thank you guys. I know I'm all over the place today, which is normal. So, she is used to a certain way of cleaning, and we talked about that. I told her that personally. Now this goes along with how people get into these big discussions about whether the toilet paper should go over or under on the roll. I like over. I think it needs to be over, but whatever. When it comes to cleaning, one of the things that people will differ on is which order to do things. Do you dust before you vacuum? I do not. I vacuum, then steam the floors. And the steaming of the floors doesn't play as big a role, but it's just it's one of the 3 things I want to vacuum first, then dust. And the discussion goes, well, if you dust, then vacuum, the vacuum's going to kick up. It's always going to kick up a little bit of dust. That's going to then settle on your furniture. But if you vacuum first and then dust, then you're dusting some of the dirt back into the air because you can't always get it. And I am a vacuum first, dust second, because it doesn't matter to me the little bit of dust and things that are going to escape when you're dusting, whether you use a Swiffer or whether you use a micro cloth or whatever you decide to use, is not as much in my mind as it would be if I dusted first and then ran a vacuum. It's not a big deal. It's just one of those things. And we had that conversation, and she says, "Well, I kind of like to dust first and then vacuum." And I said, "It doesn't matter to me which order you do it. I'm not going to get all bogged down into that." So you can. Oh, you may have to link a photo. Yeah, Josh. It asks for a URL thing. I don't know. I'll have to play with it a little more. I don't know that I have well, I've been doing some work on the website, so I may have a URL for the image for Holstein House. So, but it didn't act like it was going to. Well, I did set it for to repeat weekly. It says that's a shoot. It's a trial. It's in trial. So beta. It's in beta. That's the word I was looking for. So I don't know if it'll show up anymore. I don't know how to make it save the name of the NostrNest. I'll look at that some more. I'm okay with looking at it. I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to share it, and hopefully you can see it over here in StreamYard. And you're seeing me. Oh, hey guys, there's 3 of you there. I hadn't scrolled down far enough to see you. I'm glad to see you guys in the NostrNest. Thank you so much for swinging by. And I mean, any of you want to talk, that's fine. I'm not in the habit of jumping back and forth with screens. So, you're more than welcome if you want to. Okay, let me see how to do this. Do I just click on him and say invite to stage? Is that how it goes?
Hello.
Oh, hello. It's working.
That's how it goes.
All right. Well, I only had a couple of questions about whether how you do you keep the same nest ID, I guess is the phrase I'm looking. I don't know how you would phrase it.
Yeah.
But
Once you claim a nest or a nest room, and what you can do is you join and you secure a nest, and then you go into the name, and like yours is O2FJ8WQ or question mark. You go in and you like eliminate all that, and then put in whatever name you want to have. So
now or before
Robin's Nest, then you would put in Robin's. No, I do this another time, just kind of play around, but it should, I believe, save all
okay,
the
so
stuff.
the O2FJ8W is the name of it right now. And if I save that link somewhere, I can go back to it.
Correct.
Okay.
But probably it's in your better interest to delete that, get it right with like a custom name.
Yeah.
And then, that will be your room.
Okay.
You'll own it forever.
Okay. Because I tried to put one in when I first set it up, and I don't know if it apparently didn't save it, because it says, what do you call in your room, and the stuff that you see there across the top.
Well,
so I thought that's where that was.
There is all the information is stored in your cookies. So if you clear your browser, it's going to clear it out. And then you have to have a manual override where Derek has to go in and reassign it to you as a moderator. So it's like I actually like carve out Brave browser, and I just use it specifically for nesting. And then I don't, clear anything and just try to use it. Like, so I set up a custom browser for nesting purposes.
That's an idea. Yeah.
but we're all learning.
Yeah,
Trust
well,
me,
yeah,
you're not alone here.
no, but I'm behind a lot of you guys, which it's fun to sit and watch, but I do get lost a little bit from time to time. And God love him, Josh has put up with a lot from me too.
Oh, he's a hell of a dude,
He is.
helpful. I mean, he's like sending me messages like, "Hey, check this out," or
Yeah.
your nest is on Fountain now, and I'm like, "Holy shit, dude, you're awesome." We
Yeah.
know he's a great dude.
He is. He is. I hope I don't have anyone that's telling me because I don't have that much of a following really. So the folks over on like Facebook and stuff, I can't. Nobody has said whether they can hear you. I'm just assuming they can because I don't have anybody over there that's commented. Yeah, I've asked him, but I haven't heard. I haven't seen
Yeah,
him say.
like some of the crossovers hard. I mean, I've tried to get people from Facebook to come join because it like the advantage that is nice is you can remain anonymous if you don't
Yeah.
if you want to, and that's nice. I just it's just it doesn't seem to gain a lot of traction, at least for me.
Yeah. Now, Josh, I'm going to invite you, but you don't have to talk. I'm just going to do that. So if you don't have to, you can jump in if you want. I know you're busy, so I just. But yeah, this is fun, and I hope to grow it. Now, a lot of the folks that I'm connected with in these groups are in totally different, like Josh being a butcher, and some of the other ones that are in the self-reliance groups that I'm connected with. They have very specific skill sets, and I'm just offering a small B&B, and so it's kind of hard for me to relate to some of the folks without getting into some kind of like I do make sourdough and stuff. I do cook, and I do can, so I've got a little bit of that, but that's not really where these folks are in the Nostr world. So it's a little hard to get my toe in and say hello, guys. If you're traveling, you're welcome to come and stay because we think a lot alike.
Yeah, well, it's there's certainly it's a new open space,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's worth exploring. Yeah. And just an example that one of the things I was trying to do is like I want to learn more and like practice more kind of meditation and philosophy. So I started the Zenstr podcast with the hat tip to Josh, the Renegade Butcher, for coming up with that name. And it's just so I'm just doing it to kind of practice on my own and learn a little bit. So it's not even like the skill set. I mean, I do, it's like I see it as like I'm practicing to learn this new thing, and I'm just sharing it with everyone while we do it. And hopefully somebody finds something out of it.
Yeah.
And if not, then I'm gaining something.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy chatting with people. I enjoy arguing or discussing politics and things like that. But that's not what I'm trying to do here. And to carve this little niche out and invite people in, and one of the things that I'm working on is a way to accept Bitcoin for reservations, and I'm trying to work that out. Josh is trying to help me out with that a little bit, and I've played around with it some. So and to work the alternative economy a little bit, and just to tell people, hey, you're welcome to come and stay, and we'll work this out. So
Yeah,
but
awesome.
I appreciate your comments too, because you don't know me from Adam Curry.
Well, I don't know anyone. I'm just but we're all part of the whole human experience. So that's what connects us.
Yeah.
So that's
I
the one thing
appreciate your help on this. This has been we've talked before on Josh's show. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm not too far away. I'm in Pennsylvania, so
yeah, very good, very good.
I've been to wild and wonderful West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm not too far outside of Charleston, actually. I don't know how much you remember coming through here, but if you're coming down through Morgantown and down into Charleston that way, heading to Virginia, you're going to pass. I'm on the other side of the river, but you're going to pass me before you get to the first turnpike toll. So
okay.
I'm in. It used to really be more of a suburban area, but urban sprawl and stuff has creeped in a little bit. So I'm in an older residential place, but we have our little room that we offer, and we've got some chickens and ducks, and may have some ducklings here pretty soon. She's sitting on a nest, so we'll see how that comes out. But yeah, it's fun to try to learn some of this stuff. I really do enjoy it.
Are you?
Go ahead. Oh, I can't hear you.
Can hear you.
Oh, there. Okay, it's cutting in and out, and I don't know if it's on my end or not. So I got a lot of stuff open on this machine. But you started to ask me. You said, "Are you?" And that's all I got. Yeah, I don't hear you now at all.
Yeah, the weird thing is, like, there's weird.
Is that any better for you, Robin?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, I refresh. Sometimes that'll happen, and it'll be like just between two people. Like one of them will have to refresh, and it works.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I was just going to tell you I'm running around. I'm listening in this morning as I'm getting stuff done. So I've been quiet, but I wanted to throw out there real quick for your image. It'd be your same as your profile picture, but I sent you a link in Telegram.
Okay.
That's the link to your profile picture on Nostr, so that should work in the Nest as well.
Okay.
You pop that up there. And as far as saving the group name and everything, what Seth said is definitely right. I didn't go around and do that with mine, but what I ended up doing, I don't know how much you fiddle around with the domain name stuff and everything for your website, but I made a subdomain because you can forward a subdomain to wherever. I just made a subdomain like nest.renegade butcher or whatever, and I just forwarded it to my Nest. So I know I can always find it without having to remember the address for the Nest itself.
Oh, that's an idea.
That made it easy for me. So, but anyway, I'll keep listening in. But I
know you're
in the middle of some stuff. So
yeah, I know you're busy. I just wanted to give you the opportunity so you wouldn't have to chase it down and raise your hand and all that stuff. So I just wanted to drop you in there. So if you wanted to, but Seth in and out, so I didn't get your question. You were asking, are you probably related to location?
Well, no, I don't know. I know you said you're in West Virginia. My wife's from Uniontown, so that's they're pretty close to Morgantown.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a lot further south than that.
Yeah.
But
wild and wonderful.
Yeah. I do have relatives up, not in, I don't think in Uniontown, but one of my grandfathers was originally from Pine Grove in Wetzel County, just outside New Martinsville.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I've got DNA up that high, but I was raised down here, down south.
Down south,
where we put chili and slaw on our hot dogs, not sauce.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I actually like coleslaw on hot dogs.
I don't know if he still does it or not. Many years ago, there was a fellow that had a hot dog blog. And he would do he would just travel the state during the warmer weather and go to different hot dog places and blog about it. And it was fun. It was fun.
That's pretty cool. See, that's the thing. Like, you can talk or blog or whatever about on that.
Yeah, it's funny. There was a lot of people at that time that were really active with those blogs, and I had done a radio show for a few weeks while a guy was out. He was actually a school board member, and he was campaigning again for the position, so he couldn't be on the air because it was considered, publicity for him. So I was one of the folks that would set in once a week for him on his show, and I got connected to a lot of folks that did those kind of travel and blog kind of things. And it just was it was fun. I'm still connected with a few of them on Facebook, but yeah, it was really fun.
I think, like, I am certainly a curious person. I take it you are too,
to a degree. Yeah.
Yeah. Through the conversation. And I think that's what attracts a lot of people to these type of places. It's this new thing. It's, you're not afraid to kind of start with a blank slate and kind of build new relationships and have conversations with people and just learn and experience, what others people are going through and just help share. And I think that's the cool part about this.
Yeah, and the ability to reach so many different people now, with Nostr especially. Twitter seems to be locked up in my mind. Twitter is locked up in the political argument. I mean, it's just a wasteland of political argument. It's not even discussion anymore. And so I started on Twitter. I mean, I want to think in 2008. It may have been a little before that, but I'd have to go back to my account and look. And because I ran for local office in 2012, and I'd had an account for a long time before that. I think it was 2007 or 2008, and it used to be you could have conversation on it. Now you can't. It's just nothing but argument. So
yeah, and debate's good, but argument,
Mhm.
like in this, everyone's sort of in their corner, defending their position is just not constructive.
So I'm liking Nostr a lot. I'm seeing a lot of it's there's a lot of memes and a lot of stuff like that. There's not a lot of conversation yet, but there's more conversation that I see than what you're seeing on some of the other ones now. And then the opportunity to do this live, because I do upload the audio to Fountain FM, to Holstein House on Fountain FM, and I've been doing that since last fall. And it's kind of slow to load, but it's an interesting group of people over there as well to talk with.
Is it just on Fountain, or are you doing like an RSS feed?
It does actually. I upload through Podbean, and through Podbean set it up with Apple and Google, and of course Podbean and Spotify. I don't directly go to all of those and check, but those are the ones that it's been set up with TuneIn and iHeart. I know it's on TuneIn. I know it's on iHeart. It comes up, but I don't have a lot of interaction there. I'm not real good with the promotion part of all of this. Not for myself. It's just one of those things I've always struggled with. I can help other people all day long, but trying to do it for myself has always been a challenge.
Yeah, it's hard because there's like a little bit of I at least from my perspective, you don't want to. I don't feel like I want to flood people's feed with like, "Hey, listen to me,"
Yeah,
type thing.
Yeah, and
but that's also part of the necessity.
Yeah,
it's part of the
you've
job.
got to get your head above everybody else and say, "Hello, I'm over here."
Yeah,
but yeah, it's difficult, and not to get too deep into this particular area, but especially my generation and before of females have been schooled to keep your head low and not to brag about yourself and that kind of stuff. So it's it's trying to defeat that. And I'm 58, so it's been ingrained in me for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been fighting it for years, but it's still been there. So it's been a challenge. But I love the technology. I'm not as into it as some of the guys are, but I do love it. I do love it.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you again. No, I can hear you again.
Okay, cool. I was going to tell you, I did, and you are catching both sides, so that's good. And another thing, I know it was thought to mention it earlier, but Seth was talking about as far as the moderation and saving the room and not clearing your browser and everything. One thing I found real quick too is if you log in on your phone, you won't be the same account, So you'd have to actually verify your phone browser and stuff separately.
Yeah.
But what I did to kind of help cover my ass just in case I lost the room, because if you lose it, like he said, you're no longer a moderator. So when I set mine up, I verified my phone and everything like that on Nest, added myself and made myself a moderator to the room. So if I ever screw myself and refresh my cache on my computer browser or something like that, I can always log into the Nest from my phone and remoderate myself if need be. You can make as many moderators as you want, but then they all have like ultimate power of the room too. So it's not a bad idea to have one or two other instances of yourself as backups.
So is that something I can do while we're sitting here now? Can I do that now?
If you have a phone and your computer.
I mean, set a moderator. You have to do that by
just drop the link to the Nest. Yeah. We'll just take the link to the Nest and go there in your phone browser, whichever one you'd use if you were going to log in. And you don't even have to verify it and all that stuff. You can do that later, but you'll see it pop up in audience. So then just bring it up and you can make it a moderator.
Okay.
Just like you could make either of us a moderator in the room. You can just click on their profile, but you're the only one that has power to do that. So you've got to do it while you're moderator to,
So I need to set the moderator while this is active, like right now. You don't do it before or after.
Correct.
All right. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it any time, but that's the thing too. Like you saw earlier, you started it, but nobody knew it was there. It doesn't show up in the menu of Nostr or announce it on Nostr or anything unless you've got at least 2 people in.
Okay.
So if you want to start it up by yourself and have the announcement, you could always join with your phone, and it'll show you as 2. It'll show you down there in the audience, but it'll actually show up to everybody else because if you just start a nest and you're the only one in there until somebody else joins, nobody really knows. You can just be in there talking to yourself.
Let's see if I got this. Well, so it doesn't. It's like I can have Iris open and I can have Snort open, and I'm seeing the same stuff, but it's 2 different instances of. Oh, I got a 404 error. Let's see. Old lady eyes here. Nostrn. Oh, there's 2 NESTS. I think I missed the S. /0. Sorry, guys. I know there's a handful of people like 2 that are thinking, what's going on here? 2FJ8W.
You could have just gone to Telegram on your phone and clicked the link you sent me. Your chat.
Oh, I could have. How dumb am I? It says it can't be opened. I won't have to do it that way then.
I do shit like that all the time. Don't feel bad.
Well,
that's why we're all here, to point out the obvious when we miss it.
Let's see. See if that works. Boom. There we go. Join. Oops. Mute my phone because I'm getting an echo. All right. So, well, it's not showing me unless that's me down here. You think that's me down here?
That's you.
Okay.
You just haven't set up that profile. You have to set up and verify that and everything individually. You don't have to now, but if you make that moderator, you can always go back in and update your Nest profile from that account. Now, basically, because it's not an account, it's saved in your browser instance. So since your phone browser is different,
Okay, so when I clicked on it, the only options I have is invite to stage and cancel. How do I make it moderator?
You have to invite it to the stage before you can make it a moderator.
Okay, invite to stage. All right, there's that. Allow. Turn the volume down again. All right, let's see. Make moderator. There it is. Okay, so now if I go in I can go out of the phone. I can close it out on the phone, but I can go back in later with the phone and open the same instance, the same room.
Yep, you should be able to, and you should be able to open them. Yeah, you should be able to open the Nest and everything else like that. Now, just be mindful if you ever clear your browser cache or whatnot on your phone, and you'll lose that too. So that's why it's why it doesn't hurt to have, like you said, a couple of different ones. Or if you got a couple of browsers on your computer or whatnot, every one of those is going to show up as a different user, and you could make all of them moderators. They don't even have to join, but you could go in and do that, and then you've got backups just in case.
Okay.
In case you ever lose your. I mean, worst case scenario, you can always start over, but then you've got to make the room from scratch again. So.
Yeah. But I may get with you later on how you did with the subdomain, because I'm going to tie you up with that right now, but that would be that'd be interesting to me.
Right. Yeah, it just depends on what you have set up. If you have access to cPanel and all that stuff to be able to make subdomains on your website, it's pretty easy.
I do.
It's pretty easy. So you just make a subdomain and then you can go in and set it to forward, and you just drop the Nest address in there. that's what I did, and it seemed to work for me so far.
Okay. And you think that's where I can get the logo and all that stuff off of that? Or am I going to have to do that from the Nostr account itself? Or the
your logo and everything, that all happens in the Nest.
Okay.
But the domain thing would just be, that's just basically making an easy to remember address that forwards to here. In fact, if you drop it in, if you put in like nest.renegadebutcher.com and you go there, it'll forward you to NostrNest / whatever jumbled stuff it gave me.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I've got a dog coming down. It's Betty. Betty the boxer. She wants to know what's going on. Well, I do thank you for that, Josh. And Seth, I don't know if there was anything else you were gonna.
No, I'm just here hanging out. Just I like meeting new people. Well, we've talked before, but I like new conversation.
Yeah.
And learning about helping people, with whatever they need. So.
Well, one of the things that I'm working on, and I bounced a little bit of stuff off of Josh back and forth, is trying to set up to accept, payment with Bitcoin. I can probably do that with WooCommerce will do it. It's got it takes you off to a different payment processor, and I forget the name of it right off the top of my head, but I'm not really sure that it's it seems to be legit, but it's out. If I read correctly, it's out of Abu Dhabi. And I thought, well, I don't know if I want to get involved with that or not. I don't have a smooth way. I mean, I could do a lightning invoice, but what I'm trying to work towards is a direct, you book, you pay with, Satoshis and without having to go through another third party. I haven't found the smooth way to do that yet. So I can still.
The hard part is finding you got to find a booking plugin that will actually allow you to work with all the native WooCommerce payment options. Because you can it's not hard to plug in Bitcoin payments. That's easy. The problem is a lot of the extensions like the booking or subscriptions and things like that, they only either want to work with just WooCommerce payments or PayPal or something else like that. They don't want to work with it doesn't really go through the main system like that. And I haven't played with it enough to find one for sure that would work because I don't really do bookings, but I'm sure there is a way to make it happen. It's just, I kind of ran into the same thing with subscriptions.
Yeah.
Because I do the spice of the month or whatnot, and I have to do it manually if somebody wants to pay Bitcoin.
Yeah. So what I've seen so far, and I have not implemented, what I've seen so far out of WooCommerce is you got to have a couple different things for what I do. You've got to have the reservation part, and then you got to have an additional part for the calendar. So there's more than one piece that you got to have for what I'm doing. So like it's the same initial app that you would use like for booking any type of service, like getting your hair done, getting your nails done, consultations and stuff. But there's an additional plugin that you got to get, which is no charge for WooCommerce, but it's an additional one that you got to get to do actually the bookings of the calendar to set the rooms and stuff. Then that other piece is called Haven, I think HAYVN, digital currency. That's another plugin that you got to get for WooCommerce to accept Bitcoin or any of the cryptos. Other cryptos and stuff, and I'm not sure about it.
I'm not sure about them either.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What bugs me is that's the only crypto plugin that they want to work with.
Right.
I think there's probably a better way. I need to talk. There's somebody I met on Nostr, ironically, that's a developer of a Lightning login extension that I use, and that's how I ended up running into them. They were asking if they know anybody that uses it, and I was like, yeah, I love that thing. I found it about a month ago, and it turns out they're the developer of it. They were just glad to see somebody actually using their stuff. So I end up talking to her a little bit about something else, about another idea involving WordPress and Nostr and whatnot. She doesn't know Nostr that well. So she's like, you want to kind of collaborate on it? I know the WordPress side. And I'm like, I don't know shit other than how to use this, but I'll do some research and see if I can help figure it out.
Yeah.
But as far as the Lightning side, I wonder if she could figure something out. Because to me, it seems like what you really needed to do is be able to display a calendar, be able to black out dates when something's booked. But it's almost like somehow on the back end, you need an extension that creates an item for every time slot that's available, so that you can just basically go in and have a drop-down menu, select those time slots to purchase, and then it can just go through the regular payment processing. And in the back end, basically, okay, then it adjusts your calendar and shows these things as booked. That seems doable. I don't know how to make it happen, but to me, that seems way better than what these other people have going on, because that would basically make it whatever payments you have set up on WooCommerce would work, whether it's Cash App, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's whatever else. And that's what I want. I don't want to have 13 different extensions and only one payment processor works with this plugin and scattered mess. You know, it just, I want it all to flow through the same back end.
Well, I'm hoping that you can still hear me, because part of my machine has frozen up. And so I'm struggling to get.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm struggling.
Yeah, you sound fine.
I don't know where I was trying to look. I use Free to Book, which is what I use right now. And it's out of the UK, and it connects to my Airbnb. And so it manages both of those schedules. And I was trying to pull it up to use to quote from it, and it's locked my screen up. And so I'm having trouble here getting through the
this is an interesting idea, and I don't know if it would work or not. And this is just me kind of thinking out loud, but I know there are ways to set it up to where you could come in and basically purchase credit on your site, almost like a gift card. And if you could set up some kind of a gift card or a credit on your site as a process, you could basically say, if you'd like to purchase with Bitcoin or Lightning or whatever, blah, 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 you just purchase whatever amount of credit that you want with Bitcoin, and then you can apply it during your order. That may be a workaround for now. And I'll have to look around a little bit more before I do it. That makes it more complicated though. And that I wouldn't really prefer that.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a simpler way eventually.
The biggest challenge when you do that is getting those dates blocked. You know, that's where because I can send you an invoice, and I can manually
but you can direct book on your site right now with like cash or credit card, right?
Yes.
So could you direct book though with, like, say, is there a way to add like site credit or a gift card option to that? That's what I'm saying. If we could find a way to basically buy site credit with Bitcoin or Lightning, that may be a temporary workaround.
Yeah, I haven't found that yet. I know that there's a way to do it. I haven't been able to chase it down. It may require. And here's another thing that I run into, Josh, is that I don't have unlimited scalability, because I've just got the one room right now. So I we're looking at weighing the cost. If I'm having to put more into buying more, plugins and stuff
I definitely wouldn't jump right into a paid anything like that unless it really benefits you. Yeah. And the thing is, there's too many free plugins out there right now that do dang near the same thing. And there's a lot of them that do almost everything that you need, but they want the upgrade, and they're built that way. And I understand that they've got to make their money. They've got to pay for their development and everything. Yeah. But I think there's probably a way to achieve this without spending a bunch of money. Because I can tell you right now, all the stuff that I've set up on my site, I have not paid anybody for a WordPress plugin. Right. I almost refuse to. I'm that stubborn. I'm like, I will find out how to make the plugin myself if I have to before I pay somebody else.
Yeah. If I can work around and it's a good plugin, if I get a lot of good use out of it, if it works, a lot of those that ask for donations, because they're open source, I will go back and I'll do that.
Oh yeah, that's just value for value. But
Mhm.
I'd like to actually know that it works and
Right.
actually be able to trial it before I put any money out there, because I'm gonna be really mad if I pay $70 a year for some plugin
Yes.
and it's not doing what I want it to do.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I absolutely agree with that. And my screen, I don't even know. I can't even get back to my. I've got so many things open on this poor little laptop. It's absolutely locked up. I don't even know if my StreamYard's working, because I can't. The free to book has locked me up totally.
Oh geez, give me a second. I'll go look at
video
YouTube and
wise,
see.
I can't.
Let me go look on YouTube real quick.
Yeah, you're fine. But this is what I'm working with, as far as, trying to promote that, hey, I'm here if you want to stay. We do have a lot of stuff going on that's within a reasonable drive, and one of the things, I've got a little map with the 100, 200, and 300 mile ranges from here, so that, to show to people, hey, if you're traveling, and this is about 300 miles is, from me, is about a day's drive, for maybe 6 or 8 hours depending on how people travel. But if you're traveling south, well, from Pennsylvania, and you're a little closer though, but let's say you're coming down, you're going to go to the culture center, or you're going to go to the arts center or something in Charleston. Maybe there's a concert or something going on. We're within 10 miles of Charleston. So you're going to get your breakfast. If you're a direct book, you get an options for the French press coffee, the macchiatos, the hand ground local roasted coffees, sourdough breads, homemade breads, and things like that, if you're direct book. And you're going to get a discount on some of those. One of the things that I have is a chocolate and coffee. So there's a local place called Halls, HOLS, that out of Parkersburg, that makes really great chocolates. And so I have some of those. There's a local coffee roaster called Cold River Coffee that I use. And if you're a direct book person, you have the option to add the local chocolates and local coffees to your stay. You don't get that with Airbnb, but Airbnb can reach more people than I can by myself. So I have both of those listed as options.
I just looked real quick too, and you are good on audio and video.
But it's crazy. My screen is it's just totally locked. I can't break it loose at all.
I've had that. I usually have about 40 browser tabs open. I'm terrible about that. That's my problem.
I've got the Telegram open, which is a big resource hog. I've got a couple of different windows. I've got the window for the Nest open. I've got the window open for the video out of StreamYard, and then just messing around with a couple of other things, and it's just locked all to pieces. But I'm gonna keep on going.
I have to make myself. I have to make myself close shit down when I do a bunch of StreamYard stuff and everything. And then you've got StreamYard, which you're streaming your audio and video out.
Yeah.
So that's your upstream, and then you're streaming a separate audio out to Nest.
Yeah.
And then everything else that's going on. So it's a lot of bandwidth. It's a lot for your CPU to handle, and probably fills up your RAM. And
Yep. It's all just going stuck. Stuck. So if there's
me, I'm not doing any of my stuff on. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, if there's anybody over on, because I had a couple of folks through the YouTube that was over there. If I can't see you, I can't see anything over there. So I mean, I may be able to open it up on this other machine. I have, and I've mentioned this to different people at different times. My father-in-law, he goes through and come on now, he goes through and buys laptops and stuff from state surplus, and he works for the state, and he'll go through and he'll refab them and stuff, and then come around and say, here, I've got you a new machine. So I've got 8,000 machines. I've got this one that I'm on now. I've got one to my right, to you, probably looks to your left, a different machine. I've got a machine upstairs. I've got tablets. I got a machine in my other office. I've got them everywhere. So I'm not afraid of them, but I end up having so much stuff open. That, and I have to keep the headphones plugged into some of them because they sit there and ping and ding each other till I lose my mind. But
I used to have everything set up with desktop and all at the time. It woefully freaking behind now, but at the time was like actually good hardware. But that's back when I had like a good cable internet connection and stuff. The best I have anymore is a 4G hotspot, so it doesn't make sense for me to have anything high performance. You know, when I do my podcast or everything else, when I need to actually use data, it's public Wi-Fi sitting in a park on a laptop. So none of my stuff is high end, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, if I can do it with Walmart tech, you guys can do this too. All right, this is not hard.
No, the hard part is understanding on how it all fits together, and I will be so glad when there's a little more standardization in Nostr. I mean, I know they all need, it's like Coke and Pepsi and Diet Right and RC and all that stuff. They all have their own thing, but I can't, you know, I can only use certain ones for surveys or polls, you know, and some of them won't load video from my phone. You know, they'll vote images.
Oh yeah.
Videos.
It's always a constant changing thing. And I think that competition is good though, because that competition of what people trying to get an edge in, and now my client has this cool thing and yours doesn't yet. I think that's kind of what keeps everybody active and developing. So everybody's trying to catch up with the other guy, and it's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this to. It's driving me crazy because I can't see what's going on. I might have a big booger hanging or something that needs to be cleared off, and I can't tell.
But, well, that'll be one to go and clip and make like a TikTok out of or something, right?
I don't say anything exciting enough for clips. Never. I don't. There's a couple of clips on Fountain that I did myself, kind of like a promotional thing, but I don't ever say anything that exciting to make clips. And that's another, you know, because and that's what I was talking about a minute ago. Excuse me. What I'm doing isn't like, you know, you guys cutting animals up, you know, people want to see that. They're going to do that. What I'm doing is hosting you out of my home, and I'm making some bread. I'm making some corn mush, or I'm making, you know, rice pudding or something like that. And it's not all that earth shattering and exciting. So it's hard, but I do like the idea of.
I don't know. It sounds like you need some seasoning and make some more sausage videos. You know?
Sausage, well, yeah, but you guys get kind of crude when talking about sausage video.
Okay, all right. We're a bunch of butchers. Come on now. What do you expect?
You know, you haven't seen me say anything. Although you guys, I've seen some of those threads, and I thought, oh my gosh. You guys have lost your mind.
Yeah, we're a colorful bunch.
Yes, you are.
Especially on Telegram.
Blue. But no, so yeah, I mean, I can do those, but you know, the promotion of the B&B. What I would like to do is help some other folks think and think about. Would you like to share? People, I still get the question after all this time. How can you share a room with people you don't know? And I'm like, it's just great. I don't even think twice about it. I really don't. The biggest problem I have is that people don't read the description of the room. And I just had a lady come in Friday night. She was scheduled for Friday night and Saturday night. She had a close friend of the family was graduating from the university that's not far from here. And I specifically said, make sure you read the full listing, because people don't, and then they're surprised. Well, she mentions that she wasn't coming in until 9 at night. And I said, no, you were supposed to read the full listing. We have a set window, and we have that window from 3 to 6, which I get is not very big window to check in, but we get up at 4 o'clock every morning, you know, so I'm not going to stay up till 10 or 11, 12 o'clock at night for someone to come in and stay. And it's not a hotel. It's not a separate facility. So people don't read. And she was going to come in at 9 o'clock. I'm like, no, you can't do that. And she's a psychologist. So she's not a dumb woman, you know. But she didn't read. And so we had a little back and forth about, well, you know, if you can't be here before 6, you give up the room. So, but I'd like to be able to help other people consider sharing a room out of their home to earn a little extra money. Just, you know, like Tim Cook talks about, you know, these little side jobs. This is easy to do, really. It doesn't really cost that much extra. I've got just the one room, so the utilities aren't going to go up that much. There's not going to be much more laundry, you know, bed sheets and you know, some towels and washcloths. It's not that hard, and it's a little extra cash coming in. So, but it's not as exciting as putting down a 300-pound hog and cutting it up.
It only looks exciting on the internet. Trust me, it's a lot of work otherwise.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hey, quick update there, Josh. Semi did get back to me, and the recording function was broken, so they're working on a fix on it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Robin, let us know. I see you're recording this, so let us know if your recording works or not. It sounds like the NostrNest side they had a flub up somewhere and it got kind of funky. So
well, yeah,
Seth was trying this morning to record his podcast in here like 3 times. That sucks because you're trying to do 30 minutes and like 3 times it didn't work. So you spent half your morning trying to make a podcast.
I did the 30 minutes and then realized it didn't record. Then I did a couple test runs and it still wasn't. So I didn't commit an hour and a half. So thank God.
Yeah,
but, hey,
that's good. But yeah, it's good to have backups in case. That's why I say I like that. I was planning on, I felt really cool when we did the 24-hour nest. And I was like, I'm going to record mine and put all that on you know, YouTube and all the places too. I'm going to stream it live, which was a great idea because I've done it before. But then I muted the nest so I could do like an update for my folks and let them know what was going on. And then forgot to unmute the nest. So I had an hour of just me talking and no other audio.
Oh,
and I was like, God dang it. So thankfully, and I uploaded it all before I even knew I had all the audio out there and everything. But Sleepy did send me the audio copy, which I need to, when I get a good data signal here, actually get that updated, at least change the audio side out. I was like, well, I feel dumb. But yeah, this stuff happens. You know, I think having a backup, or if it's something you're going to put out intentionally as a podcast, maybe pre-record it or something just to be sure, or have a secondary until we know, you know, this is cool, but it's still being developed. So, and if Semi-Soul's working on something, you never know. He may just be updating a server right when you're recording and halfway through.
Well, I don't mind that. While I'm trying to.
Ooh, echo.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to not have that.
Yeah, you got to mute one. There you go.
There you go. But I've also got a little bit of
Robinception.
Pardon? What'd you say?
Robinception. It's like Inception, but Robin.
Oh gosh, you're terrible. Actually,
you made your own echo chamber.
Yeah, I did. I need one. No, I was just trying to, because I've still got this locked up screen, so I'm going to probably have to just call it and just unplug the machine, pull the battery.
I was going to say I've got a jet anyway real quick here. I've got a couple of things I got to get posted and everything, and go do actual work before 2 podcasts tonight. So
yeah, you do.
Good hanging out.
I'm gonna try to catch that. Catch at least one of them.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I might do at least one of them as a nest. We'll see. Maybe I'll feel ballsy and do both of them as a nest back to back, because they're one after the other. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I've got to go into town today too, anyway, and then come back and pick up Dad for an appointment by 3. And I've got a lot going on this afternoon. But on top of that, now I've got a locked up machine. I mean, well, obviously the audio is still working and the video, but the screen itself is locked up, so I can't even.
Can you move your mouse? Like, will you be able to like close the browser?
The mouse is taken, but what ends up happening is, it's not responding when I try to close Windows, and when I go down to the taskbar, I can't get stuff to come up to close it.
Control Alt Delete.
I've been. You don't. Yeah, I've been 3-finger saluting here for about 10 minutes. Actually, my task window is open, but I can't get it. I can't get to it.
Just remember when you do unplug it and reboot,
I have to take the battery out.
Make sure you fire back in and come back into StreamYard and end it, because StreamYard will just keep streaming until you come in and stop it. So you'll be live on YouTube and everywhere just with no signal for a while afterwards.
I had something. It might have been a live in when I tried to do a live in Telegram. I think I had one of those that didn't close off, and for some reason I saw it and I clicked it and it was like 45 days.
That'll happen. I do that. Usually it errors itself out eventually, but yeah, I've had that too, where because StreamYard you actually have to go in, or not StreamYard, Telegram you actually have to go in and start the video chat for it to stream too. And I forgot before. I'll see it all the time. Like Brian may be a moderator in his group, and every once in a while, like I'll see it's been going for like an hour after he ended his show because he's off doing something else. I'll just go in and end it for him. That'll happen. It's easy enough to do, but that's also one reason that I logged in to my StreamYard account on my phone too. So if I have to go in, I can always end it or whatnot. Jump in that way too.
Yeah, my poor phone. I don't keep the latest and greatest on those things, and so these new technologies just eat it all to pieces. I can't even control tab.
Yeah, I don't try to go in and like run it from my phone or anything like that. But I like to be able to log in and at the very least, like if I have to end the stream or something like that, because it's all browser based, so you should be able to do it if need be.
Well, it's fortunate, but hey, you know what? My clock might even be locked up. Let me check and see.
Currently,
my clock's locked up.
10:06. 10:07.
It says it's 10:43, and my one over here says it's 7:11. So I'm past my time anyway. Not that I don't pay anybody for it, but
time's up, Robin.
Yeah. Whoops. No.
Who's counting anyway?
Oh, you can't see me do that. I did the cut around the neck. You know how you do your hand. They go cut. You can't see that. So, well, I thank you guys for chiming in and helping out. It's very interesting. It's using all of this stuff, and I'll be playing with it some more. I can promise you that. The other day I was listening to Josh's show so many times. I told him he probably thought I was stalking him because he had like today. I think, Josh, you had 4 or 5 different live things you were doing last week all at once, and I think I was into Tim Cook's show. I was in there for a little while. So
well, we'll do that. We all end up following a lot of the same people, so you pop into somebody's live feed, whoever happens to be on at the time, and it's like, oh, hey, look, it's all the same people I was just talking to on Telegram.
yeah, and I've rolled into the Telegram issue and this whole hour. So bless your hearts. It was
like Kyle talking this morning. He's all excited because he's going to be on Brian's show and everything. And I was like, calm down. It's going to be the same 6 people in the live that watch his show and my show and your show. So it's not that big of a deal. You've all been on the air together before. Still.
Yeah. I'm going to have to line up some more people to talk to, because I've only I had Rachel last week, but that was kind of a, hey, does anybody want to come on? And she says, I happen to be at home today. I'll do it. So, but I don't have a real good schedule of guests yet to interview for stuff.
I don't either. I'm bad about it. I'm terrible about keeping up and scheduling my stuff. So I do need to get some more guests lined up on my show at some point too, because I need to do a few more episodes if I'm going to hit my 50th episode in May, like I told everybody. So
I got to get you something for your giveaway. I mean, it can be a shirt, a cup. I don't want to do stickers.
Oh yeah, whatever you want to do. If you want to throw something in, I need to start promoting that a little bit more too. So I doubt I'll hit my 1,000 goal, but who knows? Who knows? I've got 7 episodes to go.
I haven't even hit 100, honey. I've got accounts. I've got the Clapper account. I've got the Tiki account. I've got all of these different ones, and I max out at about 75 is where I end up maxing out.
But it takes getting it to a certain point. It's weird. It's like there's plateaus. You build it up to a certain point, and once you reach like over a certain threshold, you get shown a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of those, I don't honestly care how many YouTube followers I have. It doesn't matter to me. Quality over quantity. The only reason, it's one of those, it's a goal, it's something to push for. And then if I hit over 1,000, YouTube lets me monetize.
Yeah.
So not that I care that much. I'd rather somebody pay me in Lightning. If they really want to send me value for value, I'd rather take it on Nostr. I would much rather, because YouTube takes like 55%.
That's right.
But you know what? If somebody who's a YouTube maxi, who's just over there and they just love it that much, and they want to send me a super chat, you know what? I'll take 55% of what they want to they want to send me. I'm not going to turn it down.
Yeah.
I would love for people to get out of that mentality, though. So
yeah, I'd rather have and I call it direct payment rather than go through, and because I don't know why YouTube set their, of course I don't get monetized anyway, but I don't know why they set their scale the way they did. Why they're what is it, 45% or 35% they pull?
I think it's 55.
Is it 55? Why?
Yeah.
Why? What are they? Why are they worth? Yeah, exactly. But why are they?
Because who's going to stop them? Yeah, I mean, exactly. They're YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got
pick a bigger video platform.
Yeah, I've got accounts Rumble. I mean, I've got a lot of videos out, but obviously they're not that exciting. So I don't wear low cut enough shirts, I guess. But
maybe that's what I need to do. I need to show a little more cleavage.
There you go. You're not heavy enough to have any cleavage.
I need to start wearing the muscle shirt. I need to do the old Salt Bay thing. I need to slap some meat on video.
Get the wife beater shirt out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And a pair of cut off pants and just
I don't think I want to go that route. It's not really the message I'm trying to send.
Well, kid, I got to go because I do have a lot of stuff to get done today. And I kept looking at that clock thinking that can't be right. So even, like I said, even my clock's locked up. So we're past 11 o'clock. I'm going to have to go anyway. But I do appreciate you guys and you and Seth and everybody else, the folks, Ronaldo and everybody over on YouTube that came on. I apologize. The screen is just totally locked up. So I can't look at anything. But I'm going to call it. I'm going to go. And probably what I have to do here is close the laptop because I'm not going to be able to hit end and pull the battery on my machine. So I don't know what this is going to look like as I go out, but I do appreciate you guys coming in and helping and talking a little bit. And next time I won't have so many windows open, or I'll just have to call the father-in-law and say, I need a better machine and see what he can come up with for me. So you guys take care. I'm going to cut it off now here and close everything up. And I do appreciate you. We do have live unscripted on Friday, which is kind of more what happened here, became very unscripted. But I do appreciate it. And we will see you at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on Friday. Thanks so much. And we'll see you again there.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Rob.
Catch y'all later.
See you, Josh. Take care.
So there you have it. Post your comments, do all that boosting, liking, sharing, thumbs up, and stuff that helps spread the word and poke the algorithms. Follow me on most of the big social media platforms and look for my name, Robin Holstein, or Holstein House. Till next time, bye-bye.